Okay, so I just felt we need to do a calculation, and that has to do with variables and loops. Now you have a data set containing the names and ages of 5 people in an Excel worksheet, which we have there. This is the name and the ages of those 5 people. Now the question goes like this: using VBA, write a program to calculate and display the average age of these 5 people. So we want to write a program that will calculate and display the average age of these 5 people. So it is very easy, but I want you to go with me. I want you to follow me step by step. I won't paste any code. I want to write from scratch as I explain everything. First thing first, we write our sub. Then we are calculating for average age. So we just say calculate average age. Alright, we hit the enter button, then that shows up. The next thing we have to do is to declare variables. Now, how do you know which variables to declare? I believe that is a very nice question that you may be asking in your mind. How do I know which variables to declare if I'm to write a program? You can get it from the question or from what you want to achieve. That is just the answer. To know the variable you have to declare, you can get it from the question or from what you want to achieve. In this case, we are asked to calculate the average age of the students. Now, the formula to calculate average age is sum of age divided by the number of people, which is the total age divided by the number of people. This means we will need 3 variables, which is the total age, the number of people, and the average age, which is what we are looking for. I don't know if this is clear. So let's declare our variables. So the first one is dim total age as integer. Then we declare the second variable, which is the number of people. So we can just say num people as integer. Then our last variable, we can say dim average age is what we are looking for as double. So why do we use double? Remember in our previous video I said double is the longer form of single, and single stores numbers that may have decimal. Remember, this has to do with division, and we don't know if our answer will be in decimal or not, so it is safe for us to use double. We might not get a whole number in our as our result, and we may get a whole number as the result, but we don't want to encounter any error, so we just use the data type double, because double can store higher number of values with decimal, and it can also store both negative and positive result. So that is why we are using double there. Now the next thing we have to do is to assign the variable. So total age is equal to 0, because we don't know that right now. Then the number of people in our data set, that should be 5. Yes, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the number of people is equal to 5. Now, because we are running a calculation that moves from one cell to another, we will need to apply loop in our code. Remember, we are looking for the average age of each student. So we are moving from each student. So we are looping from one cell to another cell to another cell. So this means we have to apply loop in our code. The loop will run through the range containing ages and calculate the sum. So for that, we use the for loop for I is equals to 2 to 6. This means the loop will run from row 2 to row 6, which is what we have here, row 2 to row 6. That is what it means here. Now, the I that I wrote there is a loop variable used in the for loop. It is a temporary variable that takes on different values in each iteration of the loop. I is used to represent the row number of the cells in the Excel worksheet that contains the age. So we just use the I there. So I stands for any number in the age column. During each iteration of the loop, I will take the values from 2 to 6, and the code inside the loop will be executed. In this case, the code inside the loop calculates the sum of ages by accessing the cell in column 2, which is the age column, for each row and add it to the total age variable. And here is the formula we are giving to VBA in this code, which is total age equal to total age plus cells, and open a bracket, I comma 2 close the bracket dot value. Now what does this mean? The cells I comma 2 here, this refers to a specific cell in the Excel worksheet where I represent the row number and 2 represent the column number. Remember, we are looping, so we are not using a fixed number. So I stand as a loop variable, and during each iteration of the loop, it takes the value from row 2 and takes it down to 6 in the active Excel worksheet. While this dot value here, this properties retrieves the value contained in the specified cell. So this one goes with this. So whatever value we have here is what appears here. So we don't have a specific number. So it goes from here. So at a time it will take on 25, at another time 30. It continues going like that and start adding everything all together. So that is why we have this statement here. By the end of the loop, the total age will contain the sum of all the ages in the data set, which will then be used to calculate the average age. So I'm very sure this is clear. Total age equals to total age plus whatsoever specific value that is in that particular cell at the particular time when the loop is running. Okay, so then we now use the next I, which is continue from 2 to 6. Remember, I there runs from 2 to 6. So when it's done with 2, it moves to the next one, which is 3, 4, till it gets to 6. Now, to calculate the average age, we have to give the VBA engine the formula to use, which is average age is equals to, remember I said the formula for average age is total age divided by the number of people. So that's total age divided by num people. So that's the number of people. So that is the formula. And remember, we're asked to display the result in a message box. So we just use message box, then a double quote. I want the message box to have a message, so I just want to repeat the message. Alright, the average age of the 5 students is, then I will include double quotes and the average age. The and here, this and statement or the and operator is used to join the message with the value stored in the average age variable. So whatever answer we have as the average age is what will be displayed here. That is why we have it here. Alright, so this is just the VBA procedure we can use to calculate the average age of this student in this particular worksheet. Alright, so we are done with our code. Yes, we are done with our code. I'm very sure this is very easy for you. If you don't understand, you can replay this video over and over again till you get your understanding. And aside that, you can always ask me questions. Remember, you have my email address. You can always message me and ask me any question that you would like to get clear on. Okay, so let's run our code and see the answer we are going to get, if it is decimal or it will be whole number at the end of the day. Okay, so our answer is 28. You can see the average age of the 5 students is 28. So that is our answer. Okay, so there you have it for this particular lesson. And I'm very sure this exercise was really challenging and very exciting for you. So you can write it by yourself again. You can choose to change the figures and see if you will still get a good answer. So just follow the same script, change the figures or include more names to this worksheet and run it yourself and see what you are going to get. This is how you learn. You don't just learn by watching video, you learn by practicing. So you can see the code on the screen, you can see the dataset on the screen. You can just create your own dataset, then follow what I did. I explained every step. I explained why I use 3 variables here, because these are the 3 variables that we are going to work with. So that's why I declared 3 variables here. We are looking for the average age, and the average age has a formula, which is the total age divided by the number of people. which means we are using three variables here, names here, or three statements. So we have to use the total age, number of people, and the average age as our variable. Yes, integer here, yes, whole number. Number of people is whole number, but average age we don't know if it will have decimal or whole number, so we have to use double just in case it comes out as decimal value, because it has to do with division, and most times our division might land us with decimal value. Then total age is 0, we don't know that. Number of people in the data set is 5, that's why we have 5 here. Then we are going to loop because we are going from cells to cells, so it involves looping. So for I, the I there is a loop variable used in the for loop, which stands to represent the value from row 2 to row 6. So I here is declared as a loop variable that will run from 2 to 6, which is from row 2 to row 6. Then the formula we are giving to the code is total age equals to total age plus cells, which is cells. The I there stand for the row, while the 2 there stand for the column. Remember, our age is in the second column. Dot value stands for whatsoever number is in that specific cell when it is running. So at first it will start with 25, then goes to row 3, comma 30, then 4, comma, like that it goes. So the I stand for all of them from 2 to 6. Then the next I, which is continue to the next number. Then we gave the VBA engine the formula we want it to use to get our answer, which is average age equals to total age divided by the number of people, and we want that answer to be displayed in the message box. So here we have the message box. I want this message to appear, which is the average age of the 5 students is. Then I wrote this. This stands for any answer it gives us will appear here. The and, like I said, the and operator is used to join the message, which is this message here, and the final answer we will get. So that is it for this video. I'm very sure this is clear to you. Just try to practice it as much as you can to get really understanding. All right, see you in the next lesson.